These managers are on their way to play a team game that's more than just a game. The rules will be unfamiliar and arbitrary. The game will test them mentally and, to a degree, physically. Some will find out things about themselves as individuals and as leaders. All are determined not to let their team down.
Well, we're all praying for a big win, I guess.
Ahead of them, at their destination, the object of the game is being positioned. It's a generator. The players will become exploration geologists, shipwrecked on a bizarre Pacific island, complete with poisonous jungle, quicksand, and other dangers. They must find and transport the generator and its fuel to power a radio with which they'll summon help. Inflatable boats, prepared in advance by the game organisers, are canoes owned by natives who are as bizarre as the island itself. The players have been divided into 3 teams. Competition has been ruled out by the organisers, but competition there will be. This group of people, from many parts of Australia and overseas, have one thing in common. They are managers at the operations and offices of Renison Goldfields Consolidated, a leading Australian group of mining companies. They're attending the group's advanced management program and have spent the last 3.5 days discussing leadership and associated topics. They've examined the roles played by great leaders. They know how their own people have judged them as leaders. Their strengths and potential weaknesses have been identified. Now they will put their learning to the test. Faced with a task which will be as unfamiliar to them as are some of those which they call on their people to tackle back on the job.
Everybody have a look. The abseil loop should be coming over the front like that.
Before the game begins, on with the unfamiliar gear and safety checks.
So have a look at your harness and check if the loop is coming over the front of the buckle.
Over the front of the boat. This is fine as long as you continue on with what he's done. Okay, away you go, Paul.
Done it before, Paul?
No, it's the first.
And some elementary training in abseiling.
Get your hand round, Jim. That's it.
Just little steps. You're going to be all right for this afternoon, eh?
I'll get by.
Good, good, good.
Time for lunch
That's not possible.
and time to hear the rules of the game.
So, the object of the exercise, as you probably got some inkling from other people, is to retrieve a generator. You're a shipwrecked group of people from a mining company. You've got a radio. It's in a reasonable state, but not a state that you can move it in, and it's here. You'll find that down on the boats there'll be their war canoes, and there'll be natives down there, and you've got to barter for whatever you want from the natives. There's a generator in another place left by an old mining crew, and in your envelopes you'll have all the details necessary to find out where it is and to get to it, and all navigational gear that's necessary to get there.
Okay, here we go. So we're here, and we got to get over here someplace, okay?
The cache lies a short distance inland, reached by a track from the cliff top. A way up the cliffs is indicated. You have agreed that the party will stay together at all times. We can walk across the quicksand,
Can't get back.
get up the cliff, find the generator and the fuel cache, but we've got to work out from the stuff available in the village how we get the generator out to the beach or into a boat.
Bring the boat over here.
Yep. And then bring it back round to the radio.
And there's the transport. Rubber canoes and well-dressed natives who are absolute suckers for jelly beans. Or are they?
Likes the blue ones.
Others were more basic.
Okay.
But one by one, the teams bartered their way into boats.
Bring him as far down the back as you can.
The players are headed for a rocky shore, which the superstitious natives won't go near. So on the nearest beach, another bartering session.
Give them some.
One jelly bean per item.
One jelly bean per item.
Okay,
No.
Three.
Hang on, it's
Four.
negotiated here.
6.
Me educated in Australia makes it count.
8, Oh, very good colour.
2 items.
Very good colour.
3 items. Reject. Not count. 2 items.
2,
3 items.
4. Hang on, we haven't
4
done
items.
a doobie yet. We haven't done a negotiation.
3 items.
We have, for all blue things, 2. For all the other items, 3.
1 jelly bean per item. Or my brothers with big knives over the hill will descend upon you.
Chumpy, chumpy. Bashy, bashy.
Because of quicksand, the teams must take to the water to reach the rocks. Because the bay has sea creatures with poisonous spines, they can't wade. So rafts made from the bartered material are the only option.
Green team, green team, green team, green team, green team, green team.
Come on,
What do we do when we get on the other side? We can beach the craft.
At the rocky shore, everyone has to climb the cliffs. Game rules say each team must stay together.
Spread your feet apart, about shoulder width. That's it. And let your bum drop down. Just remember that hand. No trouble on that one?
On reaching the top of the cliff, the teams found themselves confronted by a poisonous bush, which, to the uninitiated, looked very much like a rope. One touch means instant death. The entire team must pass the bush to reach the generator.
How do we feel about that?
I'm still not sure how we're going to do the last person.
Well,
Yep, no worries. Go for the crossbar.
You right, guys?
Yep, no worries. Go for it. Putting somebody on the what's the name itself, lifting it up,
Yeah.
passing the wood over with the person on the top, and then letting them jump or
Yeah.
hop off. That's the way. That's the way you laugh.
You guys right?
Yeah, you're
On
right.
the crossbeam.
okay.
Well done.
Careful now. Careful,
Lose the
careful.
wood. We need the wood.
Whoa, careful, careful. Slowly.
Over there.
Well done, guys.
The dream team.
Hey, man. Right up. 114 degrees from that T, so we know along this line should be the generator.
Eventually, each team finds its generator
No, just watch it might be booby trapped.
and begins the haul back to the cliffs.
All together, quick, march. Oi, oi. That's it.
Getting them down the cliff face means another workout with the material bartered from the natives. Some players found their separation from civilization too hard to bear. Generator fuel also has to be lowered. Then it's across the beach, into the canoe, and home, James. Except for one team, whose native has big trouble with his Japanese paddle. It's not an attack, it's a rescue. And with it, the game's over, apart from the debrief.
We did very, very well.
We got the goals accomplished, and we did it well. I think we're the best team.
I got a tremendous relief out of the day having Jimbo there. I was glad Jim was there. No, thanks, Jim. You got me down the hill.
I learnt heaps about the people actually in the team and trying to work together.
I enjoyed it because we eventually slowly recognized each other's faults and abilities. I think we didn't really recognize it, but we eventually used it.
Technically, I didn't learn very much at all. I didn't learn anything much that I hadn't already learned in Boy Scouts many years ago. But I did enjoy the day because it was interesting technical exercises and interesting intellectual challenges.
Did we learn anything today? I'm not sure. I'd just repeat my comment of last night, but I'm glad I'm in this team.
I think we did really well. I mean, we're all here, we're laughing, we're joking.
Hey, do we feel like winners?
Green team, green team, green team, green team, green team, green team, green
The guys have been getting up far too easy, so...
Yeah, make it a bit more difficult this time?
Yeah, a bit more of a challenge.
Just back down.
Tomorrow, when the adrenaline has returned to more normal levels, the course will continue for another 2 days. The issues drawn out at the debriefing will be examined and the learning reinforced. Soon, back on the job in the real world, the developed skills will be put to more practical use, leading people to success in the exciting world of mining. RGC's world.